It's going to be ruthless, is what we say. So I just want to make sure I know what the buttons are. You might be wondering what is going to be ruthless. Well, we here at Super Saiyan Blue Lucario are a bit of a masochist. We're trying to clear a God Run challenge. That is, trying to beat Legend of Zelda, the Minish Cap, without taking damage once. Every time we do, we reset, with checkpoints available at each dungeon. The start of the game is pretty straightforward. No monsters to speak of, just joining our childhood friend to a festival. Before presenting the sword we were given to deliver to the castle, which is, of course, where Vati shows up. All our troubles begin. With monsters now on the loose, we start rolling off towards Minish Woods, sword and shield in hand, ready to slay them all. Only to be almost immediately hit by a bird and face our first reset. No! No! As you can see, we were most devastated. The theme of what was to come: Octorok shooting us out of frame and being chased by birds. Took a few attempts, but we finally made it to our first temple and our first checkpoint. Our first dungeon had its own challenges, hunted by bugs, some of which had definitely been sniffing the good stuff. The Wigglers who had severe anger problems. But after a few resets, we managed to arrive at the boss battle, which after a couple of tries, we managed to overcome, get our first element. Ah, that was super fat. Okay, we got him. Throw the fuck away! There he is, there he is. Go, 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 go! No! Wait! We did it! We did it! Ah, it's the second checkpoint! We made it! The next checkpoint would prove very difficult to reach. Lots of story to get through, and all the way Frenel Mountain to reach Malari's mines. From Tektites to boulders falling off the mountain to being smashed by raindrops. I genuinely felt like we weren't going to make it. But there's no quit in this Brit. And finally, we overcame the odds and arrived at our next destination. There it is, there's the entrance. We actually made it. From here, we handed off the broken Picori blade and set off to the second dungeon and the next element. This, of course, meant failing immediately, being hit by a bomb. The dungeon was filled with tricky twists and turns as we flew around on minecart. And avoided lava pits. Before being ambushed by metal chews. But the hard part was yet to come. We took on the boss, dropping boulders from the ceiling, expanding the lava pit, spitting fire at us. But even he too, eventually, fell. Finish him! Victory! Let's go! In less than 8 resets, we've done it. Down, Rob, you bet. Down, Viking, down. After this, we headed back to Hyrule Castle and into the Elemental Sanctuary, where we infused the elements and powered up our blade. Barty didn't like this and set a trap, but we overcame his minions and set forth in search of the next dungeon. This, of course, meant side quests, exploring Castle Town, and going off in search of a wake-up shroom to get the shoemaker to make us Pegasus boots, which, after a couple of minor hiccups, we managed to claim. While Barty was off making the King of Hyrule his bitch as he hunted for the Triforce. Next was heading through the murky Castor Wilds, looking for 3 kinstones to open the way to the next temple, which proved trickier than it should. Darknuts guarding the pieces, and ladybugs on steroids blocking our path to the bow and arrow. For stone guardians hunted us down like animals. Before we finally arrived at the next dungeon. This temple was no picnic either, from master hands dropping in for a quick handjob and squeeze, to Darknuts guarding the warp points. We eventually picked up the molds, shrunk down under the spiky rollers, and made our way to the statue guardian. Many arrows later, we shut the behemoth down for good. Nope, come on, quickly. There it is! Finish it! Finish him! Woohoo! We fucking did it! Ah! Give me the heart container! We now needed to find a way into the Temple of Droplets, which meant acting librarian for a while, covering some overdue books to rebuild the path of the Elder Minish. Fulfilling a Minish prophecy along the way, we had some grumpy cats, who clearly hadn't been fed their dreamies. before long, we made our way across Lake Hylia, shrunk down, and entered the next temple, surrounded by ice on all sides, and knowing that our quest would take a slippery turn. First, we had to float along on our lily pad boat, diving under spikes and fleeing from bugs, sliding up and down the ice, before skidding away from a rather grumpy Wiggler. But before long, we pushed the lever and let a little sun in, start melting our path forward. An oversized electric blue chew was next, but after taking out its speed and navigating the pitch-black darkness, we finally reached the next boss, who had swallowed our latest element. There's wind there. I think this has got to be it. That's got to be it! Finally! After leaving the temple, we played hide and seek with the castle guards, before slipping inside the sanctuary and infusing the third element. Our next stop was the Hyrule Prince, solving puzzles and beating mummies. We met an ancient king of Hyrule, Gustav, who gave us a kinstone piece in order to ascend to the clouds, which, after scaling a waterfall and leaping into a tornado, we did just that. Our path upwards was blocked, so with a little finesse and using Eslo to fly around, we fused kinstone after kinstone, defeated the mini Sharknadoes, and ignited another tornado! Sent us up to the Palace of Winds, before climbing higher and reaching the next. Fortress of Winds was no joke. Wizrogues attacking from all angles. Gusts of wind trying to knock us off the edge, while our new cape helped us soar higher and higher. Crows attacking on moving platforms, and even Darknuts with ball and chain attacks to hold us at bay. Or a one-on-one duel with a red nut in the clouds. To open our path to, you guessed it, another tornado, which we used to reach the next boss. Wait, was I using the Great Spin Attack then? Finish him! Nani? We did it! Finally, after a long struggle, we overcame the Gyorg and returned to Hyrule. Some collections. Before infusing the final element into the sword. At this point, Barty was done playing games. He had the location of the Triforce and transformed Hyrule into the Dark Castle, which, after some shrunken stealthy hijinks and restoring the king from a statue, we were able to escape outside. To reach Barty at the summit, we collected keys and slayed many Dark Nuts. For a straight path to the top, riding a ball and chain wielder on a narrow path. Dozens of thieves with our shadow clone jutsu. Before 3 of the strongest Dark Nuts in a timed assault. Top. One evil monologue later, and the final showdown is at hand. I can't take too much more of this. We got it. Slow down. Take a breath. And think about this for a second. Is there a change in the strategy that we need to make? Or is it purely about reaction? Just execution of the plan? This one, that's always the problem. Thank you. Yes, got him. Okay. 2 more hits. No. Yes. Okay. I'm really glad that Varty's body can't hurt me itself. It's like everything else that he does. Okay. Wait for him to come back round. Where's he coming from? This side. Several attempts later, and we defeated Varty. Oh, so we thought. After freeing Zelda, he had one last trick up his sleeve, and one ultimate final battle. Can I get to it in time? I can! Let's go! This one took almost everything out of me. Failure after failure, reset after reset. It seemed hopeless to do it without taking damage. The full health actually preventing me from deflecting all the attacks at once and really struggling with the timing. It seemed an impossible task. Let's go! Let's go! Oh, I thought I would finish it. I genuinely thought I would finish it. No. Getting close. Finish him! Finish him! Finally! But finally, after 803 resets, we did it. We completed our god run of Legend of Zelda Minish Cap without taking damage. Never again.